Welcome back to Aura's Digest. This week, we're going to understand the delivery business, and we're right here at Pickup Mtaani, right on downtown Nairobi. This is on Tom Boyer Street next to Afia Center. We're going to go in today and understand all about the business and how delivery and e-commerce is booming in Kenya. Let's go. We're here at Pickup Mtaani with two people here. Your name?
Peter.
And?
John.
So Peter and John, explain to us about Pickup Mtaani and this office.
So Pickup Mtaani is a delivery company
Yeah.
that is based in Nairobi and Mombasa.
Okay.
And at Philadelphia House, we mainly deal with vendors who come and drop their packages here.
Yeah.
And we dispatch them to our warehouse. So,
So this is not a warehouse.
no.
What's the difference between the warehouse and this location?
The warehouse is where packages are being distributed to various riders.
Okay, so it's a much more bigger
Yeah.
establishment, and then you receive goods from the warehouse to this place.
Yeah.
Okay, do you also receive goods directly from vendors?
Yeah. This is a drop-off point.
Drop-off point.
So this is where the vendors come and drop their packages.
Yeah.
So this is where we take the packages from the vendors,
Okay.
put them here where the riders come for them and take them to our warehouse at Ngara.
Yeah. So these are examples of deliveries we just received.
Some vendors.
Okay. And so once they hit here from the vendors, what's the process?
So the process is first to confirm if the packages are in the app.
Okay.
So the vendor must have the app so that he or she must key in the packages first so that they can reflect here. So
Okay.
when they reflect here, he taps the packages in the app, and then a receipt pops out of the ETR machine. So
Okay.
from there, he taps it and puts it here on the shelf.
Okay, so this is the waiting area for
Yeah. For the rider to come and pick the packages.
okay. Yeah. So Peter, there's something else you told me that this is also a rent a shelf setup. Yeah. So just let us know what's the rent a shelf and how does it work and what are the costs for the rent a shelf program or service.
So basically, if one wants to have a rental shelf with us,
Yeah.
he or she must download an app for Pickup Mtaani.
Separate up.
Yeah, separate app.
Okay.
So after getting an account,
Okay.
he or she must pay 2,000 shillings per month.
Per month.
Yeah.
Okay.
So after that, he or she will be verified and he will own a rental shelf with us.
Okay. How much of a space do they get? Or what's the smallest space?
Check that. So don't think that the space is majorly based on the need, because the arrangement is the people over there, they have arranged the packages according to the color for ease of the removal of the packages.
Yeah.
Like over there, you can see the packages are just brown. You can just take another shelf there.
Yeah.
There are packages that are blue. So it is not that each vendor has his or her space. It's just that when you have a shelf, your packages are just arranged in a certain order regarding the package color for ease of removal.
So what's the difference in the colors?
The colors are the arrangement
Yeah.
iko based na kulingana na letters
Okay.
letters na colors.
Kwa hivyo tuseme hizi za blue.
Inaweza kwa hiyo blue ni A to C ama A to D.
Okay.
So A to D blue, so inaweza kwa hapo. So tuseme Alice,
Yeah.
mse akikuja na message na jina yake ni Alice na ni from a renter shelf, anaweza enda angalia hapo rahisi hapo kwa hiyo ya blue.
Kwa hivyo zimekuwa arranged by the name ya vendor. Sio ati hii space ni ya kwa hivyo unapata vendor moja kama kuna goods mingi zimekuwa spread.
Zimekuwa spread all over.
Hiyo ndio the most efficient way.
I think hiyo ndo kuna efficiency hapo, pia haraka ya kutoa packages, unlike tuseme ile ni hamsini moja na alafu colors ni different.
Okay. So hizi packages ziko hapa nyingi ni za watu wamerent ama ni hizi deliveries zinangojea dispatch?
So hizi ziko kwa shelf ni majorly tu shelf, as in purpose yake tu ni shelf. Juu kuna zile zinatoka kama warehouse, hizo zenye riders wanatoa kwa agent ama zile zenye vendors wamekama hapa wamedrop na watu wanataka kuchukulia hapa. So hizo basically kuna place wanaziweka tu hapo hivyo. Kuna a form of arrangement hapa tu chini, ukiingia utaona vile zimepangwa.
Okay. Na hizi package ni items gani sana wanga zimekuwa stored hapa?
Mostly ni manguo, as in vendors wengi hapa wanauza thrifted clothes nini. Hizo ndizo basically utapata hapa.
Kwa hivyo kama mimi nauza njugu, siwezi leta njugu zangu zikae hapo.
Njugu ni vitu za kukula. Hizo vitu si unaweza pata msee ameoda njugu leo, lakini atakuja hizo njugu after 2 ama 3 weeks. Unaona hapo kutakuwa na story ya perishability. But sasa nguo msee anaweza oda hata leo na come next month, lakini bado iko tu hapo.
Kwa hivyo store perishable goods hapa.
Hata haifai.
Kwa hiyo kuna limitations za types za goods vendor anaweza leta hapa.
Kuna zile vitu tu yani ukileta naweza semaje, yani haiwezi tu yani. Hata kama inaweza ile kama umeleta ukujielewa ama kesho, si ati inafaa pia imalize a lot of time hapa.
Na je, kama tuseme phone hivi?
Phone. Wase uleta, but pia si vitu hizo ni riski juu unajua package inaweza kuwa imelaliwa na package nyingine. Unaweza pata package yenyewe iko juu hiyo phone si nguo. So ile simu imevunjika. So azinio ni riski yako, ambapo vitu hizo pia ni vitu tunaangalia.
Sawa. Hapa pia ni pick up point.
Hii side ni side ya dispatch. Hii side ni side ya kuchukua hiyo pick up.
Hapa ndio dispatch. So hizi zote zinangojea kuwa nini?
Hizi sasa packages zinakujiangwa awali. So kasa hii kuna shift 3 basically. Shift ya kwanza ni ya 9:30, shift ya pili ni ya 1:30, shift ya tatu ni ya 5. So sasa shift ya 9:30 ishapita. So tunangojea next shift ya 1:30. But sasa hizi packages tukisema zingojea hapa hadi 1:30 zitakuwa mob sana. Hizi shelf zitakuwa zimejaa. So basically rider ukujia awali, takama achukue, shelf ibaki empty, tuendelee tukichukua packages mpaka the next shift. Wakati hizo packages zote zitakuwa zimepelekwa warehouse, ziende zikuwe dispatch toka hapo.
Na rider anajua package gani anapika ama anakuja tu anachukua tu zote?
Anachukua zote, but sasa kule ndo anaenda kudistribute. Hii ni ya Juja, hii ni ya Kasa, hii ni ya Kangemi, hivyo huko sasa.
So hata dispatch zikitoka hapa lazima ziende warehouse.
Sasa huko ndiko kila kitu inafanyikia, zinio sorting.
Kwa hivyo hapa hivi ni kureceive peke yake.
Kuweka hapa,
ngojea
rider kukujia apeleke huko warehouse.
Alafu ile side nyingine ni pickups zile.
Sasa huko either hawa watu wa shelf wenye wamedrop ka packages leo, utaona mostly watu wakikamio side, ama wale vendors wenye wamekam na wanataka packages zao zichukuliwe huko, unaona mostly wanakamio side.
So nini charges za pickup mtaani ziko aje?
So charges ni affordable. Kuna category sasa. Ili uweze kutuma package na pickup mtaani lazima ukue kwanza na app. So app iko divided. Hata ukifungua tu hiyo app unaweza ona kuna side imeandikwa mtaani, kuna side imeandikwa parcel, kuna side ya doorstep, na sasa kuna hiyo side yenye pitali kwa explain earlier on ya rent a shelf. So side ya mtaani ni packages zinaenda kwa offices zetu zenye ziko all over Nairobi. Hizo sasa ndizo agents yani. Ile design ya M-Pesa uko na agents all over Nairobi, unaona?
So kutoka seme CBD hadi Umo.
But sasa hizo Umo Buru, but to a specific pickup points. Kuna hizo pickup points all over Nairobi sasa. Sasa hizo ziko na constant price of 120
anywhere Nairobi.
But within CBD mseme drop package kutoka hapa CBD inaenda pickup point yote yenye iko within Nairobi ni 120.
Na kama msako West,
sasa kutoka West tuseme unataka iende ka West hadi Kitengela, hiyo charges ina change, but kila kitu inaonekana tu kwa app. Ukifeed kwa app itakushwa automatically.
So kuna charge kutoka West hadi CBD, alafu CBD hadi Kitengela.
But sasa ikiwa hivyo si ati as in rates tu ziko tu hapo tu kwa app tu, ukiweka tu ni kitu tu inakuonyesha.
Aha. Lakini hizo sasa haziendi kwa warehouse.
Hizo bado zinaenda warehouse, as in hapo ndipo all sorting inakuwa done.
Okay. Hapo ndio center, hapo ndio brain.
Hapo tuseme ndo heart ya nini, hapo ndo kila kitu inahapenia.
Okay. Sawa.
Sasa hizo ni charges za mtaani doorstep. Prices zina vary na location. So unaweza pata Kilimani, Kilimani, Kileleshwa, hizi area within Upper Hill, hizo ni 210. Kuna huko mbalimbali, kuna place za 290, kuna place za 350, as in doorstep ina vary na location. Price yake ina vary na location.
Zote zina calculate kwa app na calculate.
Inakuonyesha tu kulingana na place yenye huko. Tuseme unaekea package kutoka CBD, unataka iende kama Utawala, kama na vile ameweka kutoka CBD nyenda Utawala, inakushow ni 350.
Aha. Okay. Na hizo prices hazichangingi, unaona saa zingine kama Uber mvua ikinyesha.
Hizo sasa ni constant, hizo prices hazichange.
Hata flood zikue.
Hata yani ni kukue tu vile kutakuwa, lakini price ni ile ile tu yani.
Okay. Hiyo ni compare tuseme na delivery services zingine. Pika Mtaani ni the same price, ni expensive ama ni cheap?
Tusamwe tu ni cheap juu sasa rider kawaida hawezi enda Utawala na 350, hawezi enda Ruai na 120, unaona? As in to some extent tu kuna vile inasaidia tu vendors kivyao.
So we are on the other side of the setup. So the other side was a pickup. This side is this is a drop off. And then this is the pickup side. So I think it's abbreviated as PUDO. Dispatches, you receive goods from the other side, but we
give goods
on this from the other side. Yes. Okay, so tell us about the process of giving out the goods when they're leaving.
Okay, so basically the client comes with a message. A message, yes, that they receive from Pickup Mtaani.
Okay.
So with the message, there's a code. We're able to search the package on the system, and then we dispatch the package using the code.
Okay.
Basically, that's it, yeah.
And what's all this color coding?
So these are our shelf packages, rent-a-shelf packages.
Okay.
Yes, so they're arranged alphabetically and color-coded. Okay. So that's a brown, a blue, a green and red, all the way to Z.
That's what makes you find the packages
easier. Yeah, that's because when the senders key in the packages on the system, they indicate the color.
Oh,
yes,
okay.
They have to indicate the color. So that's how we are able to find the packages on the system. So when I search the package on the system, it will indicate maybe red or blue or green or brown.
Okay. Yeah. I thought that blue was some type of items, red or other type of items.
No.
Yeah.
Any item, shoes. Mostly here we have shoes and clothes.
Shoes and clothes.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. And I realized there could be some very much big, like this seems like belongs to one particular store.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is for a client called, can we mention the client? Shop New Level. So they have many packages. So we just put them together so it's easier to find them. This is not rent-a-shelf.
Okay.
This is CBD. So we have rent-a-shelf.
Yeah.
And we have CBD. Here we have CBD packages.
Okay.
Yeah, CBD packages, a client could drop a package there at Philadelphia, Apple, the other side. Okay. And then they want to pick it from here.
Oh, so the customer will pick it up from here?
Yes, the sender will drop it here, the customer will pick it up from here. So once it's printed on the other side, we are given on this other side. That's 100 bob.
Okay, so it comes in, it gets on the...
So the sender drops on the other side.
Yes.
We are given the package. So those are those packages.
Here?
Yes, and also Mtaani packages.
Although, okay.
Yes.
How long, on average, do packages stay here before they're picked up?
Ideally, they're supposed to stay for 3 days.
3 days?
Yes, but most of the packages, they have stayed for longer. But ideally, we advise they stay for 3 days.
Okay.
Yes.
But for clients who have rented a shelf, they'll stay for the period that the client has rented that shelf.
Not necessarily. They can stay for longer. They can stay for longer for than 3 days. But we also advise the senders to contact the clients and ask them to pick. Maybe like now we can contact the sender and ask them to tell the clients maybe from January to March,
Yeah.
wakujie packages zao. So we are able to get more space because they bring in packages every other week. Now these are rent-a-shelf packages.
Okay. I
Yes,
can
that
see
were brought in today,
Yeah.
but they haven't been feeding the system yet, so we can't pick them. So once we pick them, we arrange them on the shelf.
So the vendor has to do the.
The key in the packages on the shelf. So we pick from our side, and then the client gets the message.
Okay.
Yes.
I think you have a client. Okay, so such setups is what enable Instagram social commerce businesses to operate. You can easily have your business in the house, and when you need to make a delivery, you have it hosted here briefly, so that the customer can either pick it up at this pickup point, or it can be delivered to other pickup points. So we're over to another pickup location. So, as you've seen, we are one of the pickup and drop-off points of Pickup Mtaani. We are headed to another one at the Star Mall on Moi Avenue. And then after that, we're going to the main warehouse in Gara. Yeah. So, we're here at the other pickup and drop-off location for Pickup Mtaani. And we are here with...
Kanana.
Hi, Kanan.
Hi.
So we were in the other Philadelphia house pickup point, and it was different. Yeah. So here, I think I can see the products. In the other place, they're all bundled up together. So what's the difference between this location and the other one?
Oh, so the difference is these are, what do we say? It's a renter shelf
Okay.
for the vendors where they bring their not sold products. So there
Okay.
are two options. The clients can purchase the items from this location,
Okay.
or pick up the items from this location.
Okay.
Yes.
So there is a space here where they rent, and a customer. So if they have a customer, they point their customer that I have my items at this location. The customers can come, decide whether to buy or not.
Yes.
Okay. And also realize that it seems the items are grouped per shelf or per box in this case. In the other sections, a client did not have a particular setup for them. It was handled or or ordered in a different color and alphabetical order. So what order do you follow here?
Here we don't have an order. It's
Okay.
just first come, first serve. If you came in as the first, you choose your own shelf. Which location do you want your shelf to be at? I
Okay.
want this one, I want that one. We don't have a particular order.
Okay.
It's just random.
Okay, but at least each square.
They have their own items.
Oh, so
Each vendor has their items at one shelf. Let's say this one is Bags Drop, this one is Chamu Treats. Each vendor has their own shelf.
Oh, so I can see actually the labelings for each vendor
Yes.
here. Okay, that's great. So how comes they're not packaged?
They're not packaged because they're put up for display. The items are not sold. Once a client purchases an item is
Yeah.
when we pack the orders.
Okay.
Yes.
So can a random client just walk in and say, I want to buy that?
Yes.
So this is like a shop.
It's like a shop.
So it's a rent-a shop. So
I
you
will say a shop, like in its rent a shelf.
so you're selling on behalf of the client.
Yes.
Okay, that's quite interesting. So when I was looking around, I realized that there's some skincare, a lot of skincare items, phone cases, but I also noticed food items here.
Yes.
In the other location, they said foods are prohibited.
Yes, because we only allow the already sold item. In most cases, utapata shoes,
Yeah.
thrifted clothes, new clothes, lakini already sold items.
Okay.
Hapa sasa they have that option, they can buy from here.
Okay.
Yes.
But there is food, which
Dry foods.
dry foods.
Dry foods.
So I can't sell fish. Can I
No.
bring it?
That one hapana. Yeah.
Okay. The variety. What's the ideal type of customers here? The vendors who bring the items here.
I would say it's diverse because
Diverse.
anybody, anyone,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. But it's seems
Because you
oh,
can
it's
see from
actually
the
mixed.
products, yes,
Yeah.
because there is that one for Zuri Farms, and then what else will you get? There is also the ones for temporary tattoos. So you see, temporary tattoos, young people.
Okay.
Zuri Farms.
And these businesses, do they have locations? Or these are home businesses, primarily on social media? What's the typical profile of businesses that prefer their goods being here?
Mostly operate from
Okay.
online shops.
So they don't have a physical shop?
Yes, they don't have physical shops.
Okay.
Yes.
And so they give you part of their inventory to sell on their...
On their behalf.
What happens when you don't sell them for a long time?
Sasa for the marketing, it's up to them. Like we would say, marketing ni wewe unajifanyia, lakini pia hapa you
Yeah.
can get walk-ins, random walk-ins. Maybe they can notice your item ama your products.
Okay.
Lakini sasa hapo kwa kutouza, it depends with the items that you're selling also and like your audience, I don't know.
Okay. So how do you charge them?
2,000 bob per month.
Oh, okay. And you don't take any fee on what they sell?
No, just 2,000 bob per month. All you have to have is just our Pickup Mtaani app for you to access all our services.
Okay.
Yes.
And they are the ones who set the prices for their items?
Yes.
Okay, so you know the price of everything?
Yes, we know the price, like we know that through the app.
Or if you go to the app, you can check.
Yes.
So as long as they pay their monthly fee, whether they sell or not, does not because Pickup Mtaani's problem.
It is our problem because sometimes we might lose a vendor kama hawana the sales.
Okay.
Maybe they'll just give up and take their products.
And right.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks a lot. So you have seen the other type of a pick-up and drop-off business. So this type of rent-to-shelf actually allows the business to try and help smaller business make sales. So you can have walk-in customers, and if you don't have any locations, they actually help you have this as a location. So next we will head to the warehouse where we'll meet the founders and see how all this comes together. We're here at the main warehouse at Pickup Mtaani with Robert Mwaluga, the co-founder of Pickup Mtaani. So we visited two shops in the CBD, and now we're here at the main warehouse.
Yes.
What's the difference between those other locations and this location?
So first, the CBD locations act as a storefront.
Okay.
A storefront whereby customers come to drop their packages for delivery. So that means a vendor who sold online can actually visit the location in CBD to send a package to any location that we do exist, currently in Nairobi and Mombasa.
Okay.
Also, it's the same location whereby we run the rent-a-shelf service for customer who want to kind of maintain their stock within our premises for faster dispatches.
Okay.
But also at the same time, CBD is the most central point within Nairobi County where customers can come collect their packages as well from these particular locations. Now, Ngara, where we are, or rather where we have our warehouse, it's where now we do our sorting of all packages.
Okay.
Because ideally, once I receive a package either from CBD or from Rongai or Kitengela, the package might be going to Westlands, to Kino, to even Bombolulu, Mombasa.
Okay.
There has to be a place whereby they come, they kind of get routed to the different routes, get assigned to the riders that are getting involved in the delivery process, and then they are assigned their orders to actually deliver to these respective agents. So basically, Ngara acts as a sorting area for Pickup Mtaani. It's where packages come, they are sorted, they are routed, and then they are dispatched from this end.
How comes a package cannot go through a pickup point and then it gets dispatched from a pickup point?
Okay. Pickup Mtaani works on consolidation basis.
Okay.
So ideally, once you do a package is delivered, for example, to CBD, and you need it delivered to Westlands, that's direct delivery. And I believe everyone offers direct delivery for that. That's and ideally it kind of becomes expensive to deliver directly once a package has been dropped off. So the concept of Pickup Mtaani was actually to consolidate packages. Once they are collected at one point, they have they are now collectively batched together, then brought to the sorting area, then now reassigned now to the specific routes. So when you look at it, it's just an element of cost, ideally. We consolidate to reduce costs.
Okay. So how many times does a package bounce from the merchant to the customer? How many points does it hope through?
So it depends. So if it's from CBD, it only bounces through one.
So the merchant delivers to CBD?
Yes.
CBD to Ngara, and then Ngara to destination?
Yes, to the respective destination. Is it Kitengela? Is it Kino? Is it Ngong Road? Is it even Bombolulu? For Mombasa, it has to go through Mombasa warehouse again.
Okay.
Yes.
And then now to the end.
To the end user now, or to the end agent, whereby the package is supposed to be delivered. So if a package now gets away, it's getting delivered from outside CBD. So let's say a vendor is in Rongai town. They want it delivered to a different agent. Actually, it still passes directly through here. So this is the one place that it has to bounce first, and then it goes to the agent.
All right. So with this bounces, especially for Nairobi, do you guarantee same-day delivery?
Yes, I think we've also, I believe, perfected it.
Okay.
So what happens with our same-day delivery is we promise same-day delivery before 5 p.m.
Okay.
So it's like 8 to 5. That's how we were influenced to come with that policy of delivery. If you drop it before 5 p.m., we guarantee same-day delivery.
Okay.
So what happens is that with that, there is the first 9:30 a.m. schedule, which just left. Then the second one at 1:30, and then the last one at 5 p.m. And from all this, the packages have to bounce here again.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So for inter-county, that will be next day delivery.
Next day delivery, because ideally, as you see, you cannot just send a motorbike directly, and also based on the longer duration you take to actually access Mombasa County, because already by road it's about 9 to 10 hour drive. So ideally, it's usually it's kind of become a market promise. So ideally, any packages that are usually delivered outside Nairobi County, most couriers promise next day delivery because of that duration of time that it takes for a vehicle to move from one county to another.
Or you can partner with KQ.
But it's going to now put our price over the roof again.
Or if the customer is willing to pay that cost for...
But then when you look at Pickup Mtaani, the one thing we've been able to be known was because of the low-cost delivery fees.
Okay.
So ideally, we have to actually remain grounded by that. And with that, we looked at serving the mass market. So the correlation between price and e-commerce was, if there are low-cost delivery fees, people are going to transact more.
Okay.
So ideally with that, sellers are going to sell more, because ideally for you to connect to a vendor, even outside your county, you're going to spend maybe 200 shillings to get your package delivered. So with that, when you look at the cost of delivery fee, it has a direct correlation to the number of transactions that exist online.
Okay. So that's the market you want to capture, the low delivery costs.
I believe that's where we've created our own niche.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, related to cost, you realize your packages don't have branding.
Yes.
Is that by choice? Is that by design? What led you to deciding like you will not do like a Pickup Mtaani branding on the package deliveries?
So, okay, first of all, you look at how the market works. Most couriers don't provide packaging. The provision of packaging has been Western type of idea. You've seen that on Amazon, you've seen that on DHL, FedEx, and UPS.
Yes.
But then when you come back home, It's not our contribution to actually contribute to the packaging of the good that is being transported. One, we want to maintain the independence of the seller, because ideally maybe the seller wants the package to be delivered in a certain way with their own packaging. Delivering it with our branded packaging makes them get lost, because that's also a way for them to actually provide kind of an extension.
Dilutes their brand.
Exactly. And I think we don't want to dilute any brand. We are just here to be an extension of them, not to replace them. So ideally with that, we are very, very, and it's something that it's never going to change, because we believe they need to have their true representation. And packaging in itself is whereby a vendor can actually speak about themselves. So we've given them that control to actually just package for themselves. The only thing we do for them is that they don't need to label packages. They do, because ideally they do deliver many packages. So as a way to differentiate packaging, they actually have to do that. But then they don't need to write all the details, because we print receipts for them. Like just like the SGR, for example. When they come, they drop the package. Once the package is picked, a receipt is actually produced that is actually attached on the package.
Okay, so this packaging they come with the vendor's packaging.
Yes, exactly.
For that, only attach a receipt, and that's it.
Yes, that's it.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, something else. When we were the CBD, was it Salmon?
Yes, Stamon.
Stamon,
Yes.
sorry. Yeah.
No worries.
When we walked there, we realized there were so many rent-a-shelf similar businesses there, and we're like, whoa, this seems like heavy competition.
Yes.
Do you consider it competition? Yes or no? If yes, how do you differentiate it? Why your service is way much better than those rent-a-shelves in CBD?
So, first of all, rent-a-shelf was a concept that started in 2019.
Okay.
Again, it was an alternative to the direct home deliveries.
Okay.
The reason was that a lot of customers wanted to collect their packages in CBD for free. They don't want to pay any delivery fee, because ideally, when you look at CBD, it's usually a point of transition for many Nairobians. If I work at Westlands, I'll have to pass through CBD. I work at Harper Hill, I'll have to pass through CBD. So with that arrangement, ideally for a customer, they will choose the cheaper option, which is free collection. That's where now rent-a-shelf services started propping up within the industry. And then at that time, when we were starting in 2019, yes, from that angle, we were looking at them as competition. But 4 years later, we are looking at them as part of the ecosystem. One, because for me to actually compete them out, I really need to get a huge space. Ideally, for rent-a-shelf, for you to scale that business, you'll need extra space at every given time. That is not sustainable business, because for me to scale, I need to scale space, basically. And to us, we saw it does not generate also those high margin revenues, because a seller can come, you give them complete freedom to drop as many packages, but they only pay you between 1,000 to 2,000 shillings per month. Yes. So, but then once we started toying around with technology, especially once we wanted to automate all our services, we stumbled now the opportunity to provide software to them. Because ideally, this was a concept that was created by Nairobians for Nairobians. But then again, it's pen and paper. So imagine a small rent-a-shelf, as you've mentioned, they manage between 30 to 50 businesses. They manage their sales, they have to manage their stock, they have to manage their inventory, they have to manage basically the records. When you look at that, basically, it's becoming really heavy, especially in terms of record keeping through books and paper. So what has presented as an opportunity is bringing automation to these businesses.
So you go to your competition and tell them, I have a software to manage your operations.
But okay, so you know, Pickup Mtaani now, how it differentiated itself was through the agent service. So right now, even the rent-a-shelf are providing free delivery to our Pickup Mtaani offices. They're even marketing that to their customers. When you look at that, they themselves already, they've now transitioned us. They're not looking at us as competition, but as part of the ecosystem. And that is something, if we are part of the ecosystem, that's why we've decided to build for them. Because if we really wanted to compete them out, we would say, ideally, Pickup Mtaani is the one that has this technology. All of you vendors come to us. But right now, we've literally created a team of even 8 we actually have a team of 8 developers. Created this by literally pooling resources within the company to be able now to create this platform. And now I'm going to the renter shelf at no cost, telling them you can check my cost, you can check my software, and even the pricing is very fair because we are charging 100 shillings per vendor. So ideally there is
to
no
use the platform
exactly
per month.
Yes.
Oh,
So ideally,
that's,
if a renter shelf, for example, has 30 vendors, it's only 3,000 shillings. But again, the price is chargeable to the seller, not even to the renter shelf operator. So ideally, that's how you are looking at us, looking at them not as competition, but rather as part of the ecosystem.
I really like that. And now, right on the seabed of Istanbul, the shop was split into 2.
Yes.
There was one like the
It's only packages, and the other one seems like it has stock. So renter shelf basically caters for 2 types of sellers. It caters for the type of seller that wants you to manage their stock. So basically they give you their products, they give you the SKU, they give you their packaging, they give you even their payment details. So what they do is that they start managing how the sale happens from their point, wherever they are basically, home, even on holiday. They just communicate with the renter shelf operator through WhatsApp. For example, now I sell, let's say I sell shea butter. I'll put 50 shea butter, 500 grams. I give my packaging, then I put even my TIN number. So once what happens is that I go online. I say it's shea butter 254, for example. You find I have a space at Stamol C1, C2. That's where you can go interact with my products. But then also when I get a delivery, I get an order maybe to go to Kitengela, I just WhatsApp the renter shelf operator directly. They pack it, schedule it for delivery, either through Pickup Mtaani or through their own delivery system. Then there is now the second segment of seller. The second segment of seller is really popular, especially for thrifters. So what happens is that thrifters usually sell unique items, just one item. And they usually sell on social media. It's usually even prepaid. People pay before even that package has been delivered. So what happens is that once the thrifter has made the sale, the package has moved from product to package. It's been transformed to a package now because it has now the owner, and it also has a number that is supposed to be delivered to. That's what now has been automated now as well. So what happens is that the renter shelf seller, who is a thrifter, delivers packages that are already been sold. They only facilitate now collection. They drop it off for customers to come collect at their own time.
Do you help these companies sell?
No, we don't do that. Again, we can't be the people helping them sell because these businesses are very dynamic. There is a person selling bags, person selling shoes, a person selling shea butter. And I can guarantee you we might not have the knowledge to actually sell all those things because there is a new unique way maybe you need to sell shea butter. I need to be knowledgeable about that. So ours, we've just distanced ourselves from them. Ours is just, again, building for them an infrastructure for them to sell more. We believe they've been given that those tools, they are currently available. They have that access to that market. Ours is just creating the infrastructure to support the opportunities that they've been given.
So what's the heaviest package you've ever delivered?
I think we've delivered duvet.
Duvet?
Yes. We call it heavy because of the size.
Oh, it's voluminous.
Yes, exactly. The size of it. But yes, but that one only gets delivered to your doorstep. So currently we have a policy whereby we only deliver packages less than 5 kgs to our agency network. The reason is that the agency, we are operating on both space. Ideally. So ideally they're giving you a segment of their shop to stock goods. So ideally you look at what is going to happen in terms of not bringing even overcrowding or within that shop. So ideally packages less than 5 kgs usually work better. But then above 5 kgs, we now resort to the door-to-door delivery because now the rider is going directly to the home of the customer and they get to hand over the package directly to them.
Great. So this is the sorting area here.
Yes.
And I realized they've been named quite different. Just explain how this setup is.
So the setup you see, basically, these are virtual locations, basically. So what happens is that Feather, yes, it exists, but then it's been virtualized into a shelf, whereby now every package that goes to Feather goes to that shelf. basically. So whatever you are seeing here are routes that have been created.
Okay.
Routes are basically based on roads. That information is there. You know, you can't hide it. So ideally, when you look, for example, even here, this all of it is literally Jogoo Road.
All right, so we have Fedha, Saika, Utawala. Finally,
This is still Utawala, so Utawala Sheikhs, Utawala Shooters, and then Nyayo Estate.
okay.
Yes, so basically this is Jogoo Road. When still here, Jogoo
So
Road.
this is
Industrial area, Isili, Buruburu, South B, and then when you come here now, this is the element of Limuru Road. This is the route of Limuru Road.
Okay.
This is Gog Road, basically. But basically, our sorting area is divided on routes, and then there is Mombasa area. Since Mombasa, we are only two months old.
Yeah.
It's still now on the space is a bit small. But also the doorsteps also go here, whereby now the riders are going to pick the packages and get delivered.
Okay, so now, if I look at further here, if a rider picks deliveries here, the first point of drop-off point will be further from
Depends.
here.
Yes. So for this one, yes. For this one, yes. But for example, for this one, he's going to start at Isili.
Oh, okay, it's not at Isili.
Yes.
Then
Isili.
Buruburu.
Yes. So Isili, they go to Isili, they go to Buruburu, they come back with Church Army, they connect to industrial area, finish at South B. Again.
Okay.
Yes. But again, it depends. So sometimes you look at the volume of orders. Maybe South B can be many. So you can try to prioritize that. He can start at South B,
So
industrial area, Buruburu, Isili.
Is that at the discretion of the rider, or now it's the dispatch team that...
So these routes were actually created by, I would say, by us.
Okay.
So, yes, like this, when you come any rider, there is this road that you have to go. The rider does not decide where to go.
Okay.
Yes, it's upon the discretion of the company. And this system was already set when we started in 2020.
Okay.
It's just the element of putting add-ons whenever you see growth.
Okay.
For example, in Rongai, I think Rongai alone,
Yeah, as
all these are just
Tumai.
Rongai. There is Rongai Kware, there is Rongai
Masai
Masai Lodge,
Lodge,
Rongai Tumaini, Rongai Kiserian, and Rongai Tuskis.
Okay.
But this is literally just one. So ideally, and this is only served by one person. The person does not go to any other place. They only go to Rongai alone. So that depends. We see here you've connected different neighborhoods.
Yeah.
So ideally, it is also influenced to with the activities that is happening within the neighborhoods.
how do you know if the rider decides to take a different route?
But they can't. So how we've created the system is that this is how it makes work easier. If the rider takes a different route, you'll see with the
Is the motorbike tracked?
we have the app now to track them. So
Okay.
the Pickup Mtaani app also has the rider app. So
Okay.
any package that they collect here, they have to actually accept that responsibility. We have the warehouse here. He's the one in charge of dispatch.
Yeah.
So what happens is that any package that has been received here is automatically assigned to a rider. So the rider, once they get into the app, they see the locations that they are supposed to serve. And then there is a button whereby they see assigned from warehouse. So they come to Fedha shop. They look at Fedha. If there are 5 packages, they have to confirm. And they have to confirm based on the details and the color of the package. Once they accept it, it already marks the package as in transit.
Okay.
In transit is that already, if they're still here, you'll see them in Gara. So you can be able to follow through the journey even after they leave.
Okay.
Yes, so they are able to track them.
Okay, so the app creates the route and tells him you have 10 packages for Italy, 2 for Buruburu, a few from somewhere else, and then now tells him this is your today's route to follow.
Yes.
How full does this place get?
It gets full because currently we deliver between 2,500 to 2,700 packages per day.
Per day?
Yes,
Okay.
so this small space, as you see, is actually processing those orders per day.
From how many vendors?
So currently on Android alone, we had 21,000 users since September 18th last
Okay.
year. Then we had the monthly retention rate was we saw 11,000 coming back in Android alone. So in iOS we have around 15,000 iOS users. Yes.
So that many iOS users in Kenya.
Yes, so ideally, why the iOS users in terms of online selling is that when you look at you selling online, you have to take good photos. And ideally, taking a camera, it becomes more expensive. So people have resorted to the one device that can do it all.
It's an iPhone.
Which is an iPhone, which takes clear, crisp photos, good colors, but also you can manage Instagram, you can manage WhatsApp through the device.
That makes fashion your largest category.
Completely.
Okay.
Fashion is our largest category, especially thrifters. People who are selling from Gikomba. Literally. Those are the people we serve the biggest.
So did you go to Gikomba and then boarded all this?
No.
Yeah.
Because ideally, Gikomba is used as a sourcing area. It's not people who are selling in Gomba.
Or it's not the vendors at Gikomba. It's someone who lives in Gong Road.
Yes.
Goes, buys goods
very
at Gikomba,
early at Gikomba.
Goes back to his or her house.
Takes a photo, start posting, sells, then bring to us. Those are the type we serve. Yes.
I see. Okay. So out of these 11,000 repeat customers every month, on a daily basis, they do about 2,500
Yes.
deliveries
Per day.
per day.
Yes.
I think that's impressive.
Yeah, I think the numbers are also growing because also when you look at it, for example, we've not marketed for the past 3 months.
Okay.
We've not even spent $1 in any advertisement at all. It's purely word of mouth. People are speaking to one another. And the reason why we did that, it was intentional because we were trying now to figure out how to scale. We are at that point whereby Pickup Mtaani now needs to scale. We've done the fundamentals. Now it's ideally figuring out how can Pickup Mtaani even achieve, I would say, more impact, basically. And that's where now we landed at franchising. We tried to do it in Mombasa, but we did it wrong. That's why we decided to do it ourselves. But then now there is opportunity that we have, for example, in Ghana, to actually take it there, but also in terms of even selling software as well. Yeah.
But why Ghana?
So the one thing people don't know, Ghana is the biggest second-hand market in Africa.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes. And since we have data we are serving majority of thrifters. When you look at Ghana as the biggest
second-hand
thrifting market, so it shows potential. And predominantly, it's 2 cities, which is Accra and Kumasi. Kumasi has around 3.9 million. And then Accra, as much as it's the capital city, it has 2.2 million. So when you look at that, those 2 markets, it already shows opportunity to actually get to there. And it's even easier with the model that we are going through, franchising, whereby there is someone going to literally set up this particular franchise. Ours is only to offer guidance, know-how, and also the technology to be able to offer the same service that we do offer in Kenya.
So for the franchising, the franchisee is responsible for all the financials for setting up and all the success for the business.
Exactly.
You provide the branding and the technology.
Exactly.
Do they pay any fee?
No. So our angle was that we are looking at it even as a risk as well of setting up. I know it's not a popular thing to say, but then it's a risk in terms of we only want to commit them in bringing it to life. So ideally, if you've decided to join our network, we believe you are a lifetime partner. And to us, we don't see any need to charge you anything beforehand to actually facilitate us giving you that information. But then ideally is once you've decided to be part of it, we have to make sure that you understand our processes. You have to replicate the model, and that's why we will still be able to transition you to actually run the physical operation by us being present in Ghana, for example, to teach you on how to do it. But then after that, the only charges are platform fees to actually manage this business.
So you're not making money from the franchise?
We are not making money from the franchise at the point of entry. But then once you've set it up, transaction fees, we end up making money.
You take a portion of transactions?
Yes, which, for example, in Ghana, it's going to be 0.9 cedi, which is translates to 9 shillings.
9 Kenyan shillings.
9 Kenyan shillings per transaction, because ideally they have to maintain the price point, which is 100 shillings that we do charge. So ideally it's just taking 9 shillings from that.
Okay, I like that. So if tomorrow I have money, I want to move to Nigeria, Ivory Coast, I'll come to you, send your proposal.
Yes.
And then I'll not pay anything.
You'll not pay anything.
So I'll go set up. You come help me.
Yes, we'll just now, after that, we actually have to sign a contract first.
Okay.
Then commit. Because ideally, how we are looking at it is that maybe in terms of our travel, you are going to meet that travel expense. Bring me to Nigeria so that I can map it out for you.
Okay.
Because we don't give that information in terms of sharing with you what we did. I need to do that with the team while I'm there. We have the responsibility of mapping out. Reason why we want to map out, we've already created an efficient system here. And that is an intrinsic knowledge that we do have and that we feel we can offer to the franchisee. So ideally, it's just going there and mapping out for you because we've done it good or rather better already in Nairobi and Mombasa. So to us, we still want to maintain that we get to offer that particular knowledge as well to map out. But after that, you are free to run it on your own. It's just that they have to meet the same, I would say, guidelines of Pickup Mtaani. For example, the price has to maintain the same because you have to maintain similarities. Another thing you also have to maintain are the delivery schedules. But we will be very considerate, especially since Pickup Mtaani, when it started in 2020, it only started with one delivery schedule. So we were only promising same-day deliveries if you drop a package before 1:30 p.m. So past 1:30, the package had to wait for the following day at 1:30.
Okay.
So after that, after 1.5 years, we introduced the second schedule. Again, based on demand, but also looking at terms of the schedules have a direct relation to faster deliveries. When faster deliveries are achieved, customers are happy.
So when you started from one delivery schedule,
Yes.
now you have three. So if the volume increases, then you can have like 5 delivery.
Yes, because the volume increases, you have to just expand our capacity again. And our right now, the most important team is the riders. So ideally, the moment we have volumes, we have to get more riders to be able to do that.
You have to get more riders. You have to get more people in the dispatch team.
Yes.
So logistics is a very heavy operational, and technology is just a back into it.
Exactly. So, and that's the good thing because people are very afraid in investing in logistics. But then when you look at the opportunity, which a transaction in e-commerce is a transaction in logistics, you would build for that.
Yes.
Ideally, because ideally that's what we saw. So ideally in most companies in Kenya that are tackling e-commerce are coming from a marketplace standpoint. And to us, we feel that is a flawed way of looking at it. Reason is social media became the marketplace in Kenya and Africa. It came before. It created that traffic that kind of morphed automatically into a marketplace. And to us, we were like, how do we then build as an extension for that? Because an extension of e-commerce was payments. M-Pesa did that. When you look at marketplace, social media did that. So the only thing that remained was logistics. Yes, and that's where now we are trying to build for it. We feel we are still building because I think we've not yet finished because right now we've not even connected the 47 counties. We are only 2 counties.
I was thinking about that, like, why not like do Nakuru deliveries? Nakuru is much more closer compared to Mombasa.
So, okay, we looked at, the reason why we went to Mombasa was because of the population. So Mombasa was the second most populous county in Kenya with around 1.1 million people. So with that, it posed as an opportunity to actually get there in Mombasa, but also Mombasa is our home for us, right? So we've always wanted to go back and try to do something for our community. But then in the next year, we hope we get to arrive to our revenue targets. But if we achieve that, we are looking to set up in Nakuru, Eldoret, and Kisumu, those 3 counties.
I have a hypothesis.
That
once you set up in this, and that will be Nairobi, Mombasa, Nakuru, Kisumu, and Eldoret.
Yes.
I think Nairobi will definitely have the highest volume.
Yes.
Then Mombasa will be skipped.
Yes, of course.
And then I think Nakuru or Kisumu
and Eldoret
will end up having more.
We're actually hopeful. We're actually hopeful about that. Because we've realized Mombasa, there is not a lot of money in circulation. But then now our angle in Mombasa, we were telling them, or rather the message we want to tell them is you can now access this huge market in Nairobi.
Yeah.
Now there is opportunity for businesses in Mombasa because yes, as much as the residents within Mombasa are not paying customers as much, but then you can connect to Nairobi County because with Nairobi County there are 5 million people who are willing to spend, people who've proved that they actually spent money.
Because I think Nairobi, Mombasa, the trade will be goods moving from Nairobi to Mombasa and very few moving back from Mombasa back to Nairobi.
Actually, it's the difference.
It's from moving from
Yes. So actually,
the e-commerce businesses, social commerce businesses in Mombasa selling to Nairobi.
Yes, and the reason why we are seeing that spike in number, it's because of Mombasa people don't buy a lot of things most times.
Oh, okay, Nairobi is the market.
Exactly. And now we've now been able to give them access to 5.5 million people. Before they were not able to access it because first you needed to send a package either, for example, with the existing courier services that they have to come to CBD. But then what about if I was shopping and I was in Kitengela? I'll have to get a rider to pick it there, then bring it to Kitengela. So that brings the delivery cost maybe at 800 to 1,000 shillings. But then now you can send a package from Mombasa to Kitengela at 260 shillings through pickup.
That's impressive. You've opened the Nairobi market and the metropolitan
exactly
to Mombasa. So now you're seeing more trade from Mombasa to Nairobi as opposed from Nairobi to Mombasa.
And actually this was something internal. We just had that hunch, but then it's proven to do that. In the last 2 months, basically, we are seeing a lot of packages. And that was even the angle of us going to Mombasa and actually telling them, now you can access this market in Nairobi. And I think if we stick to that, it's just that, again, we've not focused on, we've wanted Mombasa to grow organically. Because again, we went to Mombasa the past 2 months, we've not even spent an ad in Mombasa.
That's good.
Yeah, so it's just growing organically. It's maybe you don't know, but we just turned 4 last Saturday. That's where now we are setting now our goal for the next year, the next 12 months, because that's how we usually tackle our operations within Pickup Mtaani.
What's that goal?
Ours is just first we've decided to kind of build slowly. The reason why we are building slowly is because we've been meeting various e-commerce players, and it's really clear that there is a wrong perception of social commerce. I believe people have underestimated the power of social commerce, especially we think they don't understand the numbers. And I think that's now given us the opportunity to literally build slowly because no one understands it. So ideally we can be able to a bit take our time, but again, still act aggressively in pursuit of that goal. So ours has always been to open up digital commerce. Digital commerce, we've done it through a provision of the logistics infrastructure. The exciting opportunity that comes after setting up in Mombasa is the franchising one I told you about. And franchising, we feel like the markets in Africa are usually similar. So to us, it's just replicating what has worked here, and also the potential that we see already in Mombasa to scale in now these other cities. Again, we've mentioned Accra and Kumasi, and we've made significant progress there. But then also we're looking at Dar es Salaam, because Dar es Salaam in itself is around over 6 million people. It's bigger than Nairobi County. There is also Kampala. Kampala is day one in the internet stage. So ideally, there proves also opportunity. And if we can get the right partners to actually be able to recreate these processes that we establish here in Kenya, I believe the likelihood of us literally making e-commerce very successful would be, I would say, a great reality in this. But also the opportunity of selling software is something we are not underestimating. So again, it's just we are going through a period, or rather transition, because we come from a background of logistics and we understand we are novices in this tech space. But then the company has made full commitment in it, and this can be seen by the element that we now have an 8th developer team, tech team within the company that we actually going to literally help us transition to this exciting opportunity on software. At the same time,
become a tech company.
we call ourselves a hybrid because logistics is at our heart. We can't neglect logistics at all. That's what made us who we are. And I believe we've always wanted to build a hybrid whereby we offer both logistics, but also if we can be able to provide tech to courier providers. You even mentioned the statement or rather the example of Nation Courier. Nation Courier, as much as they run delivery services, they don't even have a system to track packages. And that is the opportunity we see. Because right now the systems even being used by existing couriers are just a messaging platform system whereby they just put the order details, it sends the dispatch SMS, and once it arrives, it only sends arrival messages. But then nowhere can a customer have a dashboard to track their package to see at what step it was even accepted, at what step it was assigned. And that was the opportunity we see. Also, if you remember in the conversation we had on Vendi, the fish tank series, when we looked at pay on delivery and we looked at the opportunity pay on delivery has on sellers to sell to new markets, which are counties outside Nairobi. Because right now, as you see, pay on delivery is mostly supported within a county because a rider can access it. But once it comes to connecting two counties, most vendors usually are shy from offering pay on deliveries. Yes, because there is the element of reconciliation and trust being in the picture. So what happens is that also creating now, because we have the Pochi account, it already does to our network of agents. Right now we support even pay on delivery to deliver even in Bombolulu. And that's where we see an opportunity to take it to, for example, Easy Coach, and tell them you can actually be able to offer more services to your customers who are selling online, offer them pay on delivery, and then we are able to plug ourselves in that process.
So the customer pays to your wallet and then you remit that to the vendor?
Yes.
Okay. So when a vendor sets up, you set like a till number or something
They
for
have
them
to set, their Pochi account.
Yeah, within the system.
Yes, they set a Pochi account, they set a PIN, and then they are ready to start.
Okay, I like that because my experience in logistics was like there are different sellers. Some who like, I want you to manage I don't want to start calling somebody and confirming, have you made a payment? Has the delivery been made? They take care of that for me. I want to see in my account I've sold 10 items and I have 10,000 shillings with that item. So are you looking or not looking to get VC money and then go kaboom?
So we are not literally interested in VC money.
Why
we
so?
don't want it. Because it's, when you look at it first, experience has shown us VC money is kind of a curse right now. We've seen a lot of companies that were fighting or rather were established for a goal, but then VC money has come and actually deviated their attention to other projects. And we feel, especially with VC money, as much as you get capital, that financial capital, there is the element of know-how. VC might have built their industries in a different particular sector of industry, but they are seeing opportunities in new industries that they are not really knowledgeable of. But then again, they still want to impose their thinking into these new industries that they have no knowledge of. And we feel that it kind of is I would say, a gap in terms of how they perceive how a business can be. Two, we feel we want total control over the vision. So we feel Pickup Mtaani is not yet finished. So ours, we took this lesson from Jack Ma. Jack Ma, when he was starting Alibaba, he said he wanted to build a company that is going to stay 100 plus years. So 100 plus years, I think that's a big feat, basically. It means that literally has roots. It's part of the ecosystem, basically, So to us, that literally has motivated us because without Pickup Mtaani, I don't know what I'm going to do myself. So to me, this is what I know how to do. And I want to focus on building that. Get VC money, yes, I might sell it, but then I don't know what I'm going to do after that. Like, I don't think I'm going to be useful, even if I'm going to be given a lot of money. And to me, I want to feel useful. So to us, we want to control the vision, and we feel getting that money kind of comes and interrupts that because I kind of have to listen to the VC. And I don't think that is something I want to give, especially that they've never been with us for the past 4 years. That's where we've seen the element of building slowly. Building slowly, because building slowly has given us a good way of us improving our services again. From time to time, I think that is the right way of building businesses, because even when you look at the success of many businesses in Kenya, look at the businesses run by Indians, by Kikuyus. We never hear them raise VC money at all. But then they've been able to build literally sustainable businesses within their own communities as well. And to us, those are the inspiration for us, that someone can be able to build a business from customers. And to us, that even comes back, or rather comes down to thinking that the customer is the biggest investor of any business. And to us, that has been our focus.
So you're investing the money you make
Yes.
into the business.
Yes, so we are not living, you see, the way I look. So
We don't want to drive a nice car.
we want to, but realistically speaking, I can't drive it right now because again, we have to make the sacrifice to create that industry that is non-existent. So to us, we are looking at it as if, but we are motivated because we feel the car is going to come. But then I don't need it to drive right now, because right now it serves no purpose, because me getting rich is not the most important thing here. Us building for e-commerce is the most important thing. And to us, that's the challenge that we've happily now accepted. And to be honest, even these days, we turn down any investment conversation. The moment you mention you want to invest, that's done. Yeah.
But you can sustain yourselves.
We can. We've been sustaining. We've been growing. Even as we speak, we just hired 2 riders yesterday, again to increase the time. Capacity to facilitate a faster turnaround time. Because after Easter, we usually say there's something that happens. So after Easter, we usually see a spike in deliveries, and that's what happens again. So the past 1 week, we've hit high revenue numbers ever at Pickup Mtaani, and we've even done 2 schedules. Profitable. Very profitable, because right now, if we do 2 schedules, remember we do 3 schedules. 2 schedules has generated more money than 3 schedules. Remember, 3 schedules we use more fuel. So last week we did not even top up fuel. Because we did 2 schedules because of the rain, what has been happening. But then the funny thing is that the order numbers have increased drastically. So that means before, I would say we were a bit novices in making business decisions. And that's why also we like the element that I get to manage this with Okia, and now we actually have a new co-founder called Wanyweke. So what happens, we are quick in decision making. So just last week, after seeing that spike, like, we need to change immediately. In the last 2 years, we'll take time to make that decision, because we would be scared while we're adding a rider, and then we don't know if these orders are going to be sustainable. Because yes, maybe this week has shown to be very good, but then next week is going to be bad. So we'll delay that decision. But last week alone, after seeing that, we've decided to add 2 riders, and 2 riders have actually reported. We've increased our capacity, and we hope again we can be able to maintain the good service that we offer.
Thanks a lot for that. I think we'll leave it there.
Thank you,
I never saw you on Forbes. Top 30 under 30.
It's okay. I think I want to be written in Kenyans' hearts. I think that's better than Forbes.
We just had a chat with Robert here about the business they've built here that just turned 4 years old last week. And I'm impressed by this business because of how it's built and the market that it serves. When you build slowly, I think you understand things. You're able to make smaller errors and correct them. If you go big too fast, you're making too many decisions, you're making too many changes, you're not able to make good corrections in time. So thanks for watching. Until next time.